And welcome back to the Factor Uncensored. Governor Greg Abbott today decided that he would sign an executive order essentially banning the use of vaccination passports with all state agencies here in the state of Texas. So the question is this about politics or public privacy? Joining us here on the Factor Uncensored to talk about this, attorneys Chris Tritico and Frank Spagnoletti. Chris, is this about politics?
Absolutely. This is just Governor Abbott's continuing race to be the most conservative governor in the nation. He's racing with Governor DeSantis in Florida. I don't see how this protects privacy when all it really does is ensure safety. And so there's really no reason for what he did. Corporations were doing this to ensure protection of their employees, but the governor did this just to ensure that he was the most conservative in the country. We have to show an ID to vote, but we don't need an ID to ensure safety. There's just really no reason for this.
And that makes good sense, Chris. Frank, what about that? We are demanding identification when you go to the polls. We want to see a vaccination card for kids in school, but now we don't want a vaccination passport. Your thoughts?
Freedom, brother. Freedom. We're talking about, we can talk about this on that level. The truth is, there's no reason to have a vaccination passport. You're going to create double and triple classes of citizens. You're going to create citizens who don't have vaccines, won't be able to go to sporting events. Citizens who don't have vaccines won't be able to get into certain restaurants. This is not America. These so-called vaccines aren't even vaccines anyway, Isaiah, because they modify your genetics. There are certain people that, like myself, who don't want to get them because I have a concern of blood clots given my own health condition. And now I'm supposed to stay in the house because I have a 0.0 whatever percent of baby coming down with COVID. This is not America. The World Economic Forum is coming out with this for the world. This is more control of individual choices, and this is not about conservatism. This is about Americanism and about freedom. And anybody who says you got to have a vaccine, you got to have a vaccine, so-called vaccine. They only call them vaccines so that they don't have liability when we as petri dishes are all of a sudden come down with all kinds of side effects from being shot up with this genetic modification. I'm not doing it. I think the governor is absolutely right. Doesn't have to do it being conservative. I don't like Republicans and I don't like Democrats. I like freedom and I like independence.
Who the hell do you like, Frank?
You. I like Isaiah because.
So, Chris, if you are concerned about your public safety and there are all of these individuals who don't have any proof that they are vaccinated, it could spread, right? Continue to spread. See a new wave.
So can Ebola, so can tuberculosis, so can this, and so can that, so can the flu.
Let's hear from Chris, Frank. Go ahead, Chris.
And Frank, I'm glad you brought up tuberculosis because there's a law that says if you have tuberculosis and you refuse to get vaccinated for that, they can arrest you.
Well, I don't believe in that either.
Until you get cured. And so that's precisely why we have that law, so that it doesn't spread.
When you wind up,
one at a time, Frank. Hold on. Go ahead, Chris.
And I'm not advocating that we do that, but this is, despite your warnings, this is a very deadly disease that has spread all over the world. And instead of spreading false things, we should be doing everything we can to ensure that everyone is safe. And just having something that says, I've been vaccinated and I'm not going to spread this if I go to this sporting arena, or I get on this plane, or I come into this private corporation and keep people safe, that is a rational, reasonable way to ensure the safety of the public. And that's really—
I don't think so.
All right, and you only have 20 seconds, Frank. Wrap it up for us.
I don't think so. It's government control. Why don't you put on a mask? Why don't we all put on burqas and masks and let the government control everything we do because they say it's for public safety? They can't prove any of this is for public safety. They can only prove that they're controlling the population by trying to do this. And you're aiding and abetting them, my friend. And I like you. I just met you. but donating to the government. That's all I got to say.
I'm glad that's all you have to say, because we're done here. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.